Hey everyone, welcome back to Kwavebox, your home for the stories that make hearts flutter, eyes widen, and fans across the globe unite in pure emotion. Today's story is one that's been building up for years, filled with silence, mystery, and the kind of emotional depth that only Eun Woo could bring to life. Because today, the golden boy of K-drama, the idol with the face of an angel and the heart of a poet, has finally spoken out. And what he confessed has shaken all of Korea. Fans can't believe it, reporters can't stop writing about it, and those who followed his journey, from rookie idol to international superstar, are still trying to catch their breath. So, grab your tea, your tissues, and your theories, because what Eun Woo revealed wasn't just a confession. It was a moment of truth that changed everything. Let's dive in. It all began with an unannounced interview, a quiet sit-down that no one saw coming. Eun Woo had been keeping a low profile since returning from his overseas commitments. His team hinted at a personal reflection, but fans assumed it would be a discussion about acting, music, or his upcoming projects. Instead, he sat there under the soft studio lights, his expression calm yet heavy, as if he had carried this truth for too long. When the interviewer asked about his journey, he smiled faintly and said, "I've always tried to show only the bright side. But people forget that behind that brightness, there's also a shadow." That line alone sent social media into meltdown, because if there's one thing fans know, it's that Eun Woo rarely shows his pain. He's known for perfection, for his calm demeanor, impeccable visuals, and polite image. But that day, he didn't sound like the untouchable celebrity everyone painted him to be. He sounded human, vulnerable. And then came the confession. "I think for the longest time," he said softly, "I was scared to love, not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't want to disappoint anyone. I didn't want my real emotions to hurt the people who believed in me." The studio went quiet. The interviewer hesitated, and at that very moment, you could feel the hearts of millions stop beating for a second. Because those weren't scripted words. That wasn't a PR statement. That was a real, trembling truth from a man who had spent years being perfect in everyone's eyes. As the interview went on, Eun Woo talked about his struggles with fame. He confessed how lonely it sometimes felt to smile in front of thousands, then return home to silence. "Sometimes," he said, "the applause fades too quickly, and you start wondering who you are when no one's watching." The honesty hit deep. Fans on online communities couldn't stop quoting his words. Hashtags like #CheunWooConfession and Eun Woo Speaks from the Heart began trending in multiple countries. But what truly shook everyone came later in the interview. When asked if he had ever regretted not speaking up sooner, especially about the countless rumors that surrounded him, particularly those linking him romantically to several co-stars, Eun Woo took a deep breath and replied, "There was someone I wanted to protect. I thought silence was the best way, but now I realize maybe my silence hurt her more." The nation went wild. Fans were quick to speculate. Who was her? Was it someone from his drama past? Could it be Moon Ga-young, the actress he shared undeniable chemistry with in True Beauty and has been continuously linked to for years? The interviewer asked him directly if he was referring to a past co-star. Eun Woo didn't confirm, but his eyes gave something away. He simply said, "Some people come into your life not to stay forever, but to teach you what real connection feels like, and for me, that connection was unforgettable." By this point, fans were crying. The clips of the interviews spread like wildfire. Edits of his emotional words with background music from True Beauty filled TikTok, and netizens began dissecting every moment, every breath, every blink of his eyes. But beneath the fan theories and romantic speculation, there was something deeper in his confession. Eun Woo wasn't just talking about love. He was talking about growth, about the cost of stardom, and about how human he truly is. He admitted how exhausting it was to maintain the image of perfection. He revealed that there were nights when he couldn't sleep, when he questioned if he was really happy or just performing happiness for others. "When you're called perfect," he said, "you stop being afraid of making mistakes, and that fear takes away your freedom to be yourself." It's rare to hear such honesty in an industry where image is everything, and that's exactly why fans are calling this moment Eun Woo's rebirth, the moment he chose authenticity over perfection. Even his Astro bandmates, according to one insider, were moved by the interview. One reportedly said, "We've seen him struggle quietly for years. Seeing him open up like this makes us proud. He's finally being true to himself." Korean media outlets have described the interview as career-defining. Veteran journalists praised him for his maturity and courage, noting that few idols of his level would risk vulnerability in such a raw way. But what followed in the days after was something no one saw coming. Fans began sending him handwritten letters, not as admirers but as people who related to his pain. Many said his words helped them confront their own fears about not being good enough. Online, fans wrote messages like, "Eun Woo reminded me that perfection isn't real, but sincerity is." Others shared personal stories of burnout, loneliness, and emotional exhaustion, saying they finally felt understood. Eun Woo later responded on his fan platform, writing, "Your words reached me. I think for the first time I feel less alone. Thank you for listening. Not to the actor or the idol, but to the person." This is where the confession transcended the celebrity bubble. It became a moment of collective healing between Eun Woo and his fans. A moment where they met halfway, stripped of pretense. But let's go back to that mysterious line about someone he wanted to protect. Many entertainment insiders have whispered that Eun Woo's words weren't random. Several sources hinted that during the filming of True Beauty, Eun Woo developed a bond with his co-star that went beyond acting. They shared late-night rehearsals, quiet conversations, and moments that reportedly made staff members feel something real. Still, both stars have always remained professional, never confirming anything. But fans noticed that for years, Eun Woo kept small habits that reminded them of her, like how he still uses the same fragrance she once mentioned liking, or how he once included a piano melody in a vlog that closely resembled a piece she played in an old interview. When asked in the interview if he ever missed someone from his past, he smiled and said, "Some people never really leave. They just live quietly in your heart, even when you stop seeing them." That line alone, it broke the internet. Because that's the kind of confession that doesn't need names. It speaks volumes on its own. And just when fans thought the emotional roller coaster was over, Eun Woo added one final line that will be remembered for years. "If I could say one thing to that person now, I'd say thank you for teaching me that being real is more beautiful than being perfect." Silence filled the room. The interviewer looked touched, and the clip went viral within minutes. Within a day, the video had over 20 million views across platforms. Netizens wrote, "This is not a celebrity speaking. It's a man who found peace with himself." After the interview, brands and agencies praised him for his sincerity. But Eun Woo didn't make any flashy moves, no endorsements, no sudden announcements. Instead, he quietly posted a photo of the sunset with the caption, "A new chapter begins." That post received over 6 million likes within hours. The comments were full of support, fans promising to love him for who he truly is, not the flawless image he once felt pressured to maintain. And that's the real magic of this confession. It wasn't about scandal, drama, or even romance. It was about authenticity. It was about an artist rediscovering his humanity and finally having the courage to share it. In an industry that often hides emotions behind polished smiles, Cha Eun-woo reminded everyone that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength. His words bridged the distance between star and audience, reminding both sides that behind fame lies a fragile, beating heart. So tonight, as you replay those clips, as you read his words again, remember what he said. The applause fades, but what stays are the people who understand your silence. For Eun Woo, this might just be the beginning of a new era. An era where he's not only the face genius, not only the actor or the idol, but the man who dared to be real. And for fans everywhere, his confession isn't just news, it's a moment of connection. A reminder that even the brightest stars shine through their cracks. This is Kwavebox. Thank you for watching, thank you for feeling, and thank you for standing by those who choose honesty over perfection. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and remember, even the brightest stars need a night sky to shine.